Good morning, good morning.
Hey.
It feels good to be back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. And I'm like so surprised. Like, I was really missed. I had people inboxing me, telling me, like, asking where I was, and was like, we missed you on the show today. But you held it down pretty well while I did my remote.
Yeah, well, I think, people, when they don't see you on your live, they're like, okay, where were you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's really going on?
It made me feel all loved. Like, I was like, okay, they love me. Oh, Lord. Okay. What you over there doing? How you doing today?
I'm getting in the chat room. I am doing great.
Okay, guys, if you are listening to us on the airways, you can jump in our chat room. You can jump in either one of our Facebook Lives.
Yep.
All right, Ellis.
Wow.
Wait a minute, what I need to say. It's Tuesday, right?
It is Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday?
It's Taco Tuesday. Well, we'll call it
Margarita Tuesday, because we know what
we'll say taco. We'll say
Taco Tuesday, even though it's like Margarita Tuesday. That's what we're really going for. All right, we're going to talk about postpartum depression.
Wow, okay. We're starting off serious.
Yeah, I don't have any kids, but I know several women who have gone through postpartum depression.
Right.
And right now, Serena Williams is battling this.
I thought she got beat recently, like pretty badly or something.
So basically, she's opening up. But the thing that kind of gets me is she's not saying depression. She's saying she's opening up about postpartum and saying she's in a funk. People don't want to use the word depression, do they?
No.
It's better to say I'm in a funk than I'm depressed, I guess.
It is. And because depression has such connotations to it.
You don't want to say I'm depressed. You just rather say I'm in a funk. So she feels like she's a horrible mom. And like when you've been through this, like with your two kids, did your wife go through postpartum depression at all, or
no?
She didn't.
She didn't at all.
It's very common.
It is very common, and she was fortunate enough to not have to go through it.
That's amazing.
Now I think that the only part that she said it wasn't depression, but she said the one thing you do have to get used to is once you have the baby, the focus shifts to the baby.
Yeah.
And so when you're pregnant, everybody, kind of dotes on you and treats you special. And then, oh, you look so great, blah, 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 blah. And then once the baby's born, everybody says,
like,
oh, they went on the baby, and they leave you alone. And so that's the downside of the...
Well, Serena, like, she's really in a funk. I won't say depression, I'll say a funk, since that's, what she came, and said on social media. Basically, like, you remember when her daughter took her first steps? When her daughter took her first steps? We're having some technical difficulties.
I don't know what's going on. I don't have any volume. I'm not even up. Something's looping. That's the show.
It made me feel all loved. Like, I was like, okay, they love me. Oh, Lord, okay.
That's what it's keep going. I'm getting in the chat room. I am doing great.
Okay, guys, if you are listening to us on the airwaves, you can...
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, we had some technical difficulties. And we were talking about postpartum depression and Serena Williams. And she went to Instagram to say this. She said that during her last week during the Silicon Valley Classic, she, it was extra rough for her because, she was in a funk due to the postpartum.
Right.
And you said that's when she got beat?
Yeah, she got beat pretty badly. And to go from being in the finals at Wimbledon, which is a major tournament, to being beat pretty badly in a kind of a middle of the road tournament, it was surprising. Now it's not surprising.
Now you kind of know.
Right.
She said, not only is she accepting going through some personal stuff,
right?
But she's also in a funk because she feels like she's just not a good mother. And she was really upset because she missed her daughter's first steps. She wasn't there.
Right.
She's just really, having a hard time. But no matter what, what I pull up online, it just keeps saying that she's in a funk. And I'm like, why doesn't people want to use the word depression? It's just, I don't know, like she's...
Depression is a clinical term.
And people just rather say a funk.
They'd rather say a funk. They'd rather say anything but something that's a clinical diagnosis because that has a label. More serious connotations and a label.
Yeah.
You just say, hey, I was in a funk, I was this, I was that, versus I was depressed.
Right.
That's a diagnosis, and that suggests that you've been feeling this way for months at a
Right,
time.
yeah.
Versus just a couple of weeks. The funk is like, I was in a funk.
Yeah. But, you know, prayers out to her because, I mean, that has to be hard. I know, like I said, a lot of women go through that. I've never experienced it, but, hey, I mean, it's a lot of women that go through it.
Yep.
So what I'm going to move over to is O.J. Simpson.
That was perfect. The music
stopped
right there. That,
and
I mean,
we just
that's.
Well, it couldn't have been better.
Oh my God.
So O.J. Simpson says,
why is he still talking? Shut up, O.J.
Right.
Shut up.
O.J.'s gonna talk until the day he leaves this earth. I mean, you know this already. You know this. Why you know this? Okay.
Okay.
He said being a felon isn't bad at all when you in Vegas. He said being a felon isn't bad. He said there's a silver lining in having a kidnapping felony on your record.
Okay.
Because you can still get the royal treatment in Vegas. You know what? He's always out of Vegas. I've been to Vegas a couple times. I've never seen OJ. I've never seen him. He's all out there in the bars
spots. Maybe he's going to spots that regular folks can't go to.
But he's
only felons
turning
can
up
go
all
to
the
his
time.
spot.
But he's turning up all the time. Like every time I hear them, I was just in Vegas a month ago. Anyway, so
if I was Ron Goldman, Daddy, I'd be. Wait a minute, why are you in Vegas? How you kicking in Vegas? You ain't got no money.
What you winning? Because I got my hands open. But yeah, he said, you know, he's given the royal treatment in Vegas, and like they love him. He said that like they can't get enough of him in Vegas. He actually goes on to say
can't get enough.
He's a local celeb in the restaurants and bars on the Strip. A local celeb on the aren't you like a celeb overall? But you're a local celeb in Vegas in the restaurants and the bars.
I mean, what is he, 70?
I mean, you're not really local. Like you actually a celebrity. But
yeah, I mean,
in Vegas they said TMZ they caught up with some people and basically everybody's wanting a picture with him, autographs, selfies, and you know, I mean, if I saw OJ in Vegas, the part of me would be like, I'm good. The media side of me, though, would be like, let me go Facebook Live and go talk to OJ. You know what I'm saying? The media part of me.
I can see that.
But anything else, I mean, would you care? Like, if you saw OJ, would you care?
I would look at his hands and make sure he wasn't carrying nothing sharp.
You know what? But yeah,
that's about it.
Like,
but other than that, I mean, you know.
But tourists are just loving him, and he was just like, he gets the royal treatment, and I don't know. Like I said, if I wasn't in media, I wouldn't care. Like I wouldn't need a selfie.
OJ represents American hypocrisy.
Right.
Because
like
they called for his head during that murder trial, and America, and I'm gonna say white America, was so upset when he was acquitted.
And Black America was so excited when he was acquitted. It became a black-white thing.
It did, and then
they got him 8 years later.
They finally get him, so white America's appeased, and Black America's like, dang, OJ, why couldn't you just chill?
And you know what people said? It was in 2008. They was like, the black people getting what they want because Obama's going to be president, and the white people getting what they want because OJ going to jail.
OJ's going to jail.
That's what they were saying in 2008, 2009.
I believe it, but, you know, OJ
well, what is he? Well, I guess if people are running up to him and wanting pictures and all that, I mean, you know, he's loving
drinks.
it.
They're probably buying him drinks.
He's
probably
loving
paying for his dinners. So he's, you know.
Only the media side of me would, yeah. Anything else, I mean, I'm not excited about. But okay, guys, LeBron James is coming out with a new documentary. It's called Shut Up and Dribble.
Oh, that's smart.
Shut Up and Dribble.
That's
Remember,
smart.
What was her? Laura Ingraham?
Whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Ingraham, whatever her name is.
Right.
I don't know.
Remember, her comments were to shut up and dribble.
Right.
So he's coming out with a documentary, and it's going to be 4 parts. And, did you know this? Don Lemon was, last week people caught up and threatened to kill him. Did you hear about that? What I'm talking about, LeBron and
with his interview.
With the interview, yeah.
I believe it.
People were calling and threatening him.
People
But anyway,
are violent. I mean, they have shown tendencies to be violent. The alt-right is hateful and violent. So that makes sense.
You know, so anyway, it's going to be a 4-part documentary, And it's going to talk about the NBA before, like back in 1976 to the NBA now. Remember my Uncle Oakley was telling us it's a huge difference?
Yeah.
So we're going to go to commercial break, and then we're going to come back and talk about it.
Yep.
Don't you wish you could have a donut that's warm, delicious, and made to order?
Well, your wish has been granted. Duck Donuts, located at 3655 Ross.
I can't get any Wi-Fi.
In a donut shop. They offer fresh, made-to-order donuts in a variety of mouth-watering flavors.
Are you on the Wi-Fi, Cameron?
Berry pancake with vanilla icing.
Because I'm not. I can't do anything.
Much more.
Sorry, guys. We have all kind of technical difficulties today.
I mean,
I'm not sure if this is
technically it's
technical difficulty Tuesday or what.
100% Arabica bean coffees and espresso to pair with your...
It was like your laptop started playing a show or something. It was weird.
No, it was my phone.
Oh.
My phone was the Wi-Fi was janky, and so
We're on commercial now, guys. Just trying to
it
work this
ended.
out.
It ended the show that I was trying to go live on,
Okay,
and
we're
then it
about to
started
come back.
replaying. And we are back, and you are listening to the Morning Takeover right here on the Real 1100. I am your boy Silly Thoughts, and I'm sitting across from the lovely Shawnisa W. And we are trying to work through our technical difficulties with our live
We
feed.
apologize.
But you can always listen to us right here on the Real 1100 in Atlanta, and you can always watch us on Shawnisa W's Facebook live feed because her Wi-Fi is working. Shout out to Xfinity. I just gave them a free plug because the station Wi-Fi is janky. And I just called them out about that. Yes. Get it together, please.
All right, so this documentary is going to explore the history of the NBA and its players dating back to 1976 and the merger of the league into the ABA.
Right.
So, like, I'm really interested to see see this documentary, and I love that he picked this title because it's going to make people think. And that lady, remember, she was just so savage when she said, "Shut up and dribble."
Well, here's the thing. He's got to protect himself because she might come around and say, I gave you that title, so I needed a little cut of that documentary.
Because she's savage.
Because she's petty.
Petty.
And that's super petty. And
But I'm sure LeBron has,
he's got a powerful attorney.
I'm sure that he, some kind of way, this is he's thought this out.
Right.
So anyway,
But I think that's clever.
I'm tired of hearing, Donald Trump, Don Lemon. I mean, just all of this. I'm tired of Trump.
This is the environment that he's created. And then people always say, oh, he's going to do it. No, he creates a tumultuous environment. He's creating an environment where people aren't coming together. They're hurling accusations. They are me versus you. That's the environment he's creating.
And it's horrible. It's horrible.
The country. The president, people don't realize this. The president sets the tone of the country.
Yeah.
And he is setting a tone of animosity. And so that's what we are.
I'm so glad we have mimosas today because, I'm over the whole thing. But moving on to something a little bit, happier. Drake locks down the trademark to God's Plan.
Oh, wow.
We're going to see merchandise.
This is God's Plan?
For God's Plan.
How do you get that? Because that's hard.
Drake got it. If
that's
anybody
in
can
church
do
every
it,
Sunday. Like,
right.
There's going to be some churches that have to pass that Drake collection.
Right. Basically, because I'm like, he locked down God's Plan.
Wow.
Yeah, I was wondering how he was able to do that too. But remember, we were able to do the morning takeover, even though a lot of people use it.
Yeah.
So you just never know. I was surprised when I found out too. But
maybe that was God's plan.
Right.
Oh, sorry, Drake. I owe you a quarter.
Right. Now you owe him $1. You owe him $1. Matter of fact, you know what? Since we're talking about, let me finish this. The game show. He's going to have a game show.
Called God's Plan?
And I don't know how God's Plan fits into a game show. When's the last time you watched a game show? I haven't watched no game shows in a minute. But
I think I was in a waiting room at the doctor's office, and Let's Make a Deal was on, and Wayne Brady was hosting that.
Really?
And I saw, and the sound was off, and I saw some
Steve
people.
Harvey too.
I saw some people dressed crazy. I was like, wait, what?
Right. I don't remember The Price is Right back in the day. That was
Bob Barker was the man back in the day, wasn't he?
The Price is Right.
Come on down.
Right. They come
You're
running.
the next contestant
They
on
just
The
come
Price is
running.
Right.
Throw their hands up in the air. Everything goes. Yeah.
I
Okay,
used to do all those announcer voices.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
You still do today, don't you?
Oh, I do it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hear them. My mom just say nothing because I don't want to embarrass you. But I hear it. All right, guys. Okay, so I don't know what the game show is going to be called. But yeah, we're going to see a lot of clothes with God's plan on it. I can't wait. Like, I'm going to go and rock it.
What would be good, and I don't know the details of it, but what would be good is if he had that clothing line and he donated that money to, like what he did in the video, where he gave people, hope and groceries. And that would be good because he's got enough money. I mean, let's just call it what it is. He's made plenty of money, and he'll tell you about it in his song.
The song is so hot, that, he said he couldn't help but
do
to
some
go
good.
ahead.
Follow LeBron's lead and do something good in your community. Go to Toronto and do something good in your community.
Well, or he can donate proceeds. I mean, it doesn't have to be the whole thing, does it?
I mean, he doesn't have to start a school, but I'm saying he should do something like with the proceeds instead of putting it in his pocket and buying another.
Do you think
Bentley.
he should have any of the money, or you think it should just kind of he needs to donate? He donated $1 million already. Like, you think he should just keep donate now? I say a percentage, but he still got to make money.
Okay, but if you're following the premise of the song and the video,
I know.
Then if you're going down that path, then you say, well, wow, I just made a profit for me.
So
that doesn't feel like it's God's way. I feel like a portion.
Yes, a portion.
Because he makes enough on appearance fees. The streams have gone nuts. So he's making.
Oh my God, he was at $730 million. It was something less, and
he broke $1 billion, right? He broke $1 billion streams. So it's like
in the first week.
He's making his appearance fees have just gone up. I think he's making $50,000 for a club appearance now, or $150,000.
Yeah, probably $150,000.
He's making money just to show up places for 2 hours.
For 2 hours and sit in the VIP section. You don't even got to talk to nobody.
And drink free liquor.
Take no pictures.
Right.
You get to drink.
Drink is here. You wave a little bit.
You wave. People take pictures of you in the club because they ain't getting them with you like a selfie. But yeah. So anyway, am I pronouncing this name right? Shiggy. Shiggy, is it?
What, the rapper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shiggy, y'all know I be messing people's names up. That's what I'm asking. So Shiggy actually, he wants everybody to stop this In My Feelings Kiki challenge.
Right.
Because he's the first one that got it started, kind of.
Oh, the comedian, yes.
Yeah.
He's a comedian, yes.
Yeah. So but people are losing their lives and people are getting have you seen? If you
they're
go to
jumping
YouTube,
out of cars.
And he said he loves the challenge, but why are you jumping out of your car? He was like he is really trying to get to everybody now and say because I don't know if you saw, I posted one where a lady got hit.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's still alive.
I saw
you
another
go to
dude.
YouTube, and if you punch in those, Kiki challenge, whatever, you're going to see a lot of people getting hurt doing it.
Right.
And he was like, this was never supposed to be like this. This
I
was
think
just
people
for
are following
the
the celebrities, like when Will Smith climbed up to the top of the building. But he's a celebrity, people.
Right.
You can't do what they do.
Because he was on the
had a
building.
whole safety team
with
cameras, and they had the drone camera flying around him.
Please,
you can't do that. You a plumber. Go plumb something. I mean, why
you can't do it big like that. But if you guys go to YouTube, you will see it's so many people, they're getting hurt.
Yeah.
And, that's taking it, I'm not jumping out my car for nothing. I'm not jumping out.
I can't even get
I'll do the challenge, but I ain't jumping out the car.
I can't even get my kids to do it with me in the living room at my house, okay?
Oh. And we got Ella's son today in the studio. He looking and you right, Dad, I'm not doing it with you. I don't mind doing it, in the studio and having a look. Right. But the thing is, jumping out my car, I'm not doing it.
No.
I don't even know why Shiggy said he started it.
He did. And
did he jump out of a car?
No, he didn't. He didn't jump out of a car.
So y'all doing it, but he's not doing it.
And if he did, it was staged and it was blocked off and it was done safely. Here's the thing. I'm not a fan of challenges because I think people have a tendency to go too far with them, and that's why people are getting hurt. It's not one thing just to do the challenge at your job. I think it would be cool to have a camera walk through a job and see everybody go dance through it. That would be fun.
He said
or a classroom. But people jumping out of cars?
He said you all are dancing in the street in real traffic and you need to stop.
Right.
I mean,
it ain't that serious.
I don't mind a challenge, but I like safe challenges. Not little.
People trying to go viral, and that's all it is.
And that's what he said. He said, don't risk your life to go viral because that's what it seems to be happening. And that lady, I'm still trying to find out info about the one I posted. And she did it, and then she was on the riding part,
and then she just disappeared.
And then all of a sudden, that you can hear the the car is screeching, you can hear a friend scream, and then bam, like, and then you hear a guy run. You see a guy running up, and they're calling 911.
Here's the deadly cocktail: the challenge versus and people that are still using their cell phones in cars, because that lady that hit her probably was looking down.
Right.
Because you should be able to see somebody dancing in front of you.
Dancing in front of you.
But if you got your head down and you look at your cell phone and you look up, it's too late to hit the brake.
I mean, that was deep. But like I said, you guys go to YouTube and please stop. You can do this challenge, but like I saw a dentist doing it. He was in his dental office.
Right.
Like that's fun. That's cute. But not in the street. I mean,
there's ways to do it safely. Do it safe. I mean, if you're gonna do a challenge,
do it in your living room and send it to us. We'll post it. Like,
did you see the dude that took the robe off? He was like a big fat dude, and then he was
in his feelings.
And he was doing the challenge, and then he took his robe off, and then he had a G-string on. It was real bad. I was like,
see,
I wish I could unsee some things.
I was just gonna say, there's certain things I wanna.
That was one of those things I wanted to
and
unsee.
You wanna unsee.
I want to unsee that.
All right, guys. Do you remember Zay Jones, the NFL player that had the bizarre naked fight with his brother at the hotel?
Yeah, tried to jump out the window.
Yeah, he tried to jump out the window.
He had the synthetic marijuana, right?
That naked fight, I just can't, like, when I found out it came up again, I just can't get it out of my mind because I saw the video and he was butt naked fighting with his brother. He has something to say now because remember we've all been talking about the bizarre behavior.
Can I guess what he had to say?
Well, he was trying to even jump out of a little circle through the glass.
Yes.
30 floors up, like
and that's why he
30
ended up
floors
cutting
down.
himself and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Can I say something? Can I say what
you gonna tell me what
he said? Don't do drugs.
That's not what he said, but I do agree with that. Don't do drugs. But no, okay, so he's saying he's thankful. He could have lost his life, so he's glad he was arrested. Okay. He's grateful to be back on the field. Remember you told me he was going to get fired. You was like, he's not going to get. So he's back on the field. He said somebody asked him about it recently. I'm guessing TMZ because you know TMZ petty.
They be everywhere.
Wow. Love TMZ.
They're like roaches.
Right. TMZ. I love them. They be giving us the news. Okay, so somebody asked him to talk about it, and he was like, "I do not want to relive that traumatic event."
We don't either. We're sorry naked wrestling.
Right.
Hey, let me tell you something, player. We don't want to relive it either.
We don't want to relive it either.
How about that?
You don't, and we don't either. So he basically, he just goes on and on about it being very traumatic. And it was traumatic for me that morning. I'm going to just go ahead and say. So, but guess what? You could possibly be right about the NFL letting him go because he's good for now. But the NFL is still investigating it.
Exactly.
What are they investigating though?
Well, they're trying to see if there was some
he already
substance.
did a drug test, I'm sure. So what
Right.
that tells us, like, what are we still investigating since April until now?
They have this blanket, open-ended clause called the personal conduct policy,
right.
And this could fall under the personal conduct policy with him naked wrestling in a hotel, and so that could fall under the personal conduct policy.
But doesn't like if he wasn't on drugs? Yeah, you're right.
That's disorderly conduct at bare minimum.
Yeah.
You naked wrestling?
He was naked wrestling his brother. Remember the woman was in a room and
right.
Like I don't know what can make you so mad that you get naked and you're with your brother.
Do you love me? Do you
right.
Do you never?
All right. We're gonna do this challenge at the end of the show. All right, y'all. Facts of life.
I'm not gonna do no challenge.
Facts of life. Facts of life.
Oh yeah, Miss Garrett.
Okay. But this is okay. We know about Miss Garrett.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Loved her. So the Facts of Life is doing a reboot, just like Roseanne did a reboot. Is your son shaking his head like no? Oh, okay.
He don't even know what the Facts of Life are.
Right.
Like,
everybody's trying to reboot these shows, bring these careers back, these R&B. Like everybody's trying to. What do you think about rebooting the Facts of Life?
I don't know. I think there's a lot more people out there. I will say this, and having worked in entertainment, briefly, there's a lot of people with a lot of talent out there, and I wish some of the television companies and movie companies would give them a shot instead of just rerunning old stuff.
So guess who's over to reboot?
Who?
Leonardo DiCaprio and Jessica Biel. I would have never guessed those two.
Wow, Jessica
right.
Biel. She's trying to get a job though.
Leonardo. I love Leonardo DiCaprio. But could you imagine? That's what I'm saying. Like I'm surprised. But I'm surprised the two of them are like, what do they got to do with the facts of life? Like, they how old? Like, well, they're like our age. So.
Maybe they watched this as kids, as being, you know, child. Leo's always kind of been in this. Was he like a child star or something like that? I mean, he's been around for a long time.
He has, but I was down to see Roseanne reboot, but the Facts of Life I just think is way too far back. Like, remember, I didn't even know what it was yesterday. Like when I was saying we're in an orphanage, I didn't know what the house was for. It was a boarding school. I was just like, it was a bunch of girls, and then they had like a mother, like
and Tootie. Like
Tootie.
You do Tootie and Blair. That's about it. And Natalie. Wow.
Oh, Blair.
Remember Blair?
Blair. I loved
Natalie.
Blair. Blair was Blair. I liked Blair. I forgot about Blair.
How about that?
As other women, are they still alive? Like
I think Blair's alive.
I know Tootie is.
She lives here in the Atlanta area.
Mm-hmm.
But
are you guys excited about a reboot for the?
Yeah, y'all tell us that on our show.
The Facts of Life.
I don't know. Jury's still out. If they do it the right way, maybe.
Leonardo DiCaprio, he don't do nothing the wrong way though, so he be on top of it. So it's gonna be good. All right, guys. Dionne Warwick.
Oh, okay. My most moment's about to happen. In 3, 2, 1.
If you guys are listening, we just took a sip. All right. Remember, it was alleged that her sister molested Whitney Houston.
Right.
And molested her brother.
Right.
And Whitney said that's why she always, on tour, why she always took her daughter. Because when her mom went on tour is when she was molested. Right. Is what is being said.
Right.
So Dionne Warwick, remember, this is her sister.
Right.
But now Dionne Warwick is speaking, and she says the claims that her sister did anything to Whitney or her brother or anybody else, they're evil and they're false. The problem I have with that.
Why they gotta be evil too?
But right, the problem I have with that is, like, I think this is why a lot of kids don't tell, because they're not going to be believed. Like, back in the day, like, just Dionne Warwick right now is saying, like, it didn't happen, it's false. And I think that's why a lot of kids don't tell, because, you know, I mean, look, nobody believes you.
People want to protect what they consider to be their legacy, whether it's real or imagined. Dionne Warwick is trying to protect her sister and her family.
She's trying to.
Name. And so if she was to corroborate or confirm those stories, then everybody's like, well, wow, you know. And
could she have just been silent, or probably
she could have just said no comment.
No
this
comment.
Is a family personal issue.
Because the documentary's coming out, you know.
Oh, it's all coming.
It's all coming, and I mean, just for her to, and you know, Whitney's not here anymore, and her sister's not here anymore.
Right. There's nobody to say yes or no.
But the brother, is he still? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Remember, the reports are coming from people that the injured parties told. So this is all secondhand information. There's nobody coming from the direct source, whether it was the abuser or the abused. And so we are never going to get the real story. Now it's just he said, she said
Whitney
kind of
Houston's,
thing.
remember her assistant, which was also believed to be her lover. What was her name? Robin?
Yeah.
She talked about it even. She said that Whitney did struggle because things did happen to her when she was a child. So
it would add more validity or reasoning behind her drug use.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and that's what she said.
And that would be, it would add another log on top of that. Just the pressures of celebrities are known to push people, as we talked about with Demi Lovato, being a celebrity.
She is out the hospital. Demi Lovato is out the hospital.
And we're praying for her. Mm-hmm. But to have an abuse, history in your childhood on top of celebrity, that would leave that's hard to deal with everything.
So last thing I have, which is crazy.
Okay.
Emmett Till's memorial, they actually, I don't know if you know, but people keep damaging it. You know how people have been doing the Trump star?
Right.
People keep damaging it, actually bullet holes and everything. They're shooting it. They're doing all kind of things. And another attack on it happened last night.
No words. And while I found some mild sadistic pleasure in the people that damaged Trump's star.
And I did too.
But when you
You
do
can't
that,
compare the two, though.
when
really.
you do that, you're opening the door to this type
I shouldn't have
of
compared the two.
retaliation. But
But-
you didn't compare it because people say, oh, they're going to do that to Trump star? Or
Right,
we're going to do it
right.
to So it's going to happen. You open the door to retaliation. That's the climate
Bullet
that
holes?
we're in.
Bullet holes, like y'all are shooting it. And so anyway, it was vandalized again. And I just,
Can we just tell people to calm down? Like, for real. They just
we can
calm
say
down.
it, but America's not
It's
going to
not
calm
that
down.
serious.
I wish.
It's really not
I
that
mean,
serious.
Don Lemon getting, phone calls at the station talking about that the person will come and kill him and everything else. Like, I mean, it's just, what is our world coming to? And Trump, what's the countdown? You can't get in your. I need the countdown of how long we have until Trump is done. And this is the thing. I went from being excited thinking we're gonna have an impeachment party. No, he's gonna serve his whole time.
Right.
He's gonna serve it. Like, so we might as well do the countdown of when his term is over instead of an impeachment party. Because I was at Party City, about to get stuff and just get all excited and throw an impeachment party.
Here's the beauty of the situation. Here's the beauty of it is that I saw a preliminary poll yesterday that had Stacey Abrams leading by a small margin in the Georgia governor race.
Okay.
And we haven't had a Democratic governor in a long, long time.
Do you know she's coming on the show?
She is?
Yes.
Okay. So, great. So, if there is a positive coming out of his presidency, is that the people that have been kind of silent standbyers, I know I may have said that wrong.
It's fine. They know what you mean.
Are now coming out and saying, wait a minute, we can't do anything. And we have awakened something in minorities that says, I can't just be like, just say, be dismissive and say, well, it's not, my vote doesn't matter. Your vote does matter. And people are organizing and getting out to vote because they don't want more people like this in office. And so if there's a positive of his presidency,
and Michelle Obama is doing something right now too, which I'll talk about tomorrow, but it's kind of like a campaign to get people out there to vote. Right. So I'll talk about that tomorrow. One last thing.
Register, please.
I was listening to radio this morning, and there was a woman mad. She called into one of the stations, and she said basically that the radio station said, well, one of the personalities said, if you're a Trump supporter, you're racist. Wow. Do you guys agree with that or not? She was like, I'm not racist, but I'm a Trump supporter. And she was like, I don't appreciate you calling me that. So like, but she did sound like she was racist. It's like she started talking more and more. And I was like, you don't like black people.
when I get into discussions with people about this, I'm like, you don't have the ability to dissect his racist rhetoric from the rest of his policies. You can't just say that he called black athletes SOBs for kneeling, that he called African countries S-hole countries. You can't, the list goes on, and somebody posted a list of all the things that he has done.
How do they find time to do that? They posted a list of everything?
Of the statements that he's made about Africans or African people.
That would take like 3 days to do, because
people ain't got nothing but time.
Right.
And so it was like, when you go through that whole litany of things, all the way back to the fact where he got sued several times for being discriminating against minorities in his complexes, you can't just say, I didn't vote for that part of Trump. I voted for this part of Trump. You can't dissect it from it. And that's where I'm like, and because of the fact that you're okay with that, then that does paint you with the brush of being a racist. I'm not calling anybody racist because I don't want y'all calling the station. What I'm saying is you can't dissect that.
We're not going to be here. We are not answering your calls. If you call up here to go off on us, we have control over that.
You can call me, but we're going to talk about it. And don't let the jokes fool you. I am intellectual. Okay?
Yeah.
I do read.
He's intellectual, that he has like this kind of, you kind of got a hood side a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You like intellectual with kind of like a little hood side.
Little sprinkle of
So yeah.
That's called flavoring.
Right. Don't call into the station, y'all. Don't call into the station.
No, don't call it.
But honestly.
Examine yourself, though. Examine yourself if you're okay with what he says.
I want to know, do you feel like you can be a Trump supporter and not be racist? I want people, we won't see in the chat room right now. We've had technical difficulties the whole show, but we want to see later. Let us know your mimosa moment as well. I think my mimosa moment is going to be butt naked guy dancing. I mean, I said dancing, fighting with his brother.
I think mine is just the Dionne Warwick. I mean, she just could have said no comment.
She could have just said no comment.
It's personal with my family, and we like to deal with it as a family.
But she said it's evil, it's false, and you know, I was in a frenzy because when I first read it, the first time I heard it, I thought they were saying Dionne Warwick was the one. Like, it was not Dee Dee. I think her name is Dee Dee. Yeah. So I was like reading it, and I'm like spazzing out. Then I was like, oh wait a minute, it's her sister. Yeah. But like I said, I think in a situation like that too, it's best to say no comment. Right. Because you don't have to comment to everybody.
Because her sister is deceased, right?
Her sister's deceased.
So you're like
Whitney's deceased.
Whitney's deceased, and like they're both deceased. We're never gonna get to the truth. So just,
exactly.
Can you let our family just mourn in peace? Thank you.
Exactly.
That's it. Thank you.
So I'm going to actually let you guys know. Actually, I think the documentary is out.
Yeah.
I have to check. But I am very interested in seeing it because I know, like I said, Robin, she was rumored to be Whitney's girlfriend, and Robin saw a lot. I hope her name was Robin.
This is a lot. Look at all these rumors. But we say
around me every day. I just need some time.
Some time to get away. I need another vacation. I've been on 5 this year. I need another one.
I need another mimosa if we're going to be doing all this. But I don't know. Just the Zay Thomas one is the one for me, I think. But like, he's on the football field, so I mean, he might make it. He better play
extra hard.
He better be. Because
he better hit everybody.
Close.
Just hit everybody. Hit the coaches, everybody. The water boy.
Like you fought your brother, fight him.
Yeah, fight everybody. Just hit everybody. The water boy, just go hit him out. Just knock him out too.
Oh Lord, I don't know. My mimosa moment could also be OJ. OJ feeling like it's not all bad, being a felon, and it's a silver lining to having a kidnapping felony. Who says that?
The only OJ I like is sitting in this mimosa right here. That's it.
But and I guess.
And I'm a black man, and I don't like OJ.
To me, with OJ, I would think that, and this is just me. Wasn't all his charges in Vegas, like the charges, and why even go back to Vegas?
He can't leave.
Oh.
He's on probation. And remember he tried to transfer down to Florida.
And they was like, we don't want you.
So he can't transfer, he can't leave the state until his probation is up.
And see, I'm going back to Vegas again this year. Y'all, I promise y'all, I'm going to look all over for OJ.
You better find him.
I'm going to find him, and I'm going to go Facebook Live because I want that interview. I take any opportunity to get an interview. I was on Instagram with Corinne Steffens, Superhead. So, yes. Yeah. So, I'll take any chance to get an interview. So, if I do see OJ, I will chase him down. I will chase him down.
See you running down the street.
On Facebook Live. Oh, Lord. All right, guys. I am Shawnisa W. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Shawnisa Whitehead.
And I'm your boy, Silly Thoughts. That's SILLE Thoughts. And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can always follow the show. We are the Morning Takeover Radio Show on Facebook. We're the Morning Takeover on Instagram. And we're the Morning Takeover Atlanta on
Follow
YouTube.
Us, subscribe.
Holla. Let's go.
All right, guys, we were a little off today because of the technical difficulties.
Oh, God.
Usually we
Two
can.
days in a row.
Yes. Look, you done do your glasses off. That was mad.
I can't deal right now.
So let me do this and cut this stuff down.
Luckily,
we still Facebook Live.
Luckily, we
look, your son just got your glasses. Okay, so basically. Oh, your son's so cute. Can he get in the camera? Just wave. Can you wave to our people?
Say hello. On that count, that one, mine's not working.
This is Alice's mini-me.
That's a mini-me.
But yeah, I just, I don't know. It's just so much. But one thing that really touched me, though, about all my topics today was Serena.
Yeah.
And no matter what site I pulled it up, we're just Facebook Live now, guys. We're not on radio anymore. But no matter what site I pulled it up on, it kept saying she was in a funk. And I wanted to be like, she's depressed. Say it. Like, it's okay. Like, but people just don't want to, they
that
just
could
want
be
to be
coming
like.
from her people.
Yeah.
They're trying to protect her.
Because the word depression is just like,
it's very heavy.
It's like, oh, she's going through depression. Is she about to lose it? Is she, And
or
I
you
could
get those
see-
haters that be like, why is she depressed? She's Serena Williams.
She's
She's
and
married to a billionaire.
Mariah
She's got all this
Carey
money.
said, and like Mariah Carey said, at one point she was like, I'm Mariah Carey, I'm worth $500 million.
Right.
I've had all these songs on the top charts, but I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm, then she said she would go up and down, and sometimes she was mean, and then sometimes she was happy, and she's bipolar,
But just like we talked about with Joyride, and we talked about with Dr. Erica when we had them on the show.
Hey, Dr. Erica and Joy. Love y'all both.
Here's the deal. Just like diabetes you can't rich your way or famous your way out of diabetes. You can't rich or famous your way out of cancer. You can't rich or famous your way out of a broken leg. You can't rich or famous your way out of depression.
You can't.
It is what it is.
And it's, I'm dealing with it right now with one of my family members, and I really want her to look at, because she doesn't want to take medication. A lot of people don't want to take medication. But look at your brain as any other part of your body that needs treatment. Right. Don't think of it as mental or just, if your leg hurts, if you have a wisdom teeth, you're getting some pain medication, you're getting a break, like you're taking care. But when it comes to the mind,
that should be more serious to me, because that's your control center for the rest of your body.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if this is not right, then everything is off.
But you know what? If Serena wants to call it being on the phone, I'm okay with that, because but I can, like I said, I can understand. I don't have any kids, so I've never been through postpartum depression, but like I can see where it would affect you. You know what I mean? And Serena, they said she's really, really, really feeling like she's a terrible mother. Like she's not a good mother. She just, because it was hard. She even went to social media and said when she missed her daughter's first footsteps. And, no mother wants to miss that. No. My mom swears I was walking at 7 months, but I don't believe it. but yeah, so, you don't want to miss those.
Talking at 7 months.
I like to talk to you. Yeah. You was probably talking at 3 months.
Yeah, I probably did.
But yeah, that really, I don't know, my heart goes out to her, because to feel like you're a bad mother, like that says a lot.
I think.
And is it because she's not around as much?
But I think that's very common. I think a lot of mothers, if you ask a lot of mothers, part of what drives them is they don't want to be a bad mother.
They don't want to be a bad mother.
And some of them still feel like they're bad mothers. That's why you get helicopter moms, because they don't want anything to happen. And so that feeling of I don't want to be a bad mother drives them to be an over-the-top mom. And so, an obsessed kind of mom. And so you do, when you talk to a lot of women that are mothers, you get that. My wife feels guilt because she travels so much, and so she has to be gone. So she comes back and she's like, I missed, what did I miss? And I'm not there.
I can understand
and so, and we work hard, and we provide a good life for them. But she's still a mom, and she wants to be. She wants to be there. And so
and I can understand that. I can understand.
There's a lot of that.
And so her last match, you said she got beat bad.
Yeah, but she got.
And that's what was it in Silicon Valley? Is that the one?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay,
I saw the headline. I was like, Serena got dogged. It was like in the early rounds.
So in Silicon Valley, that's when she said it was extra rough. She was in a funk, and she said her emotions were everywhere. If you're like that, you don't even want to go to work, much less be out there.
You can't concentrate, and at the level that she plays at, especially because
she's never been beat that bad, right?
I mean, she's been beaten badly, but
not like this, though, right?
But the thing is, to play any individual sport, you have to be fully centered and concentrate. Because you play a team sport, your teammates might be able to pick you up, and she's Serena Williams. So she's going to get the best out of every opponent she faces. Because they want to say on their resume, I beat Serena Williams.
Right.
And so she can't have a bad day on the court.
She can't.
And if she's not focused or centered or in a funk.
And that would drive you crazy. You just said something that's very important. That would drive you crazy. I can't afford to have a bad day.
Nope.
And then, but that would drive you crazy.
And everybody's talking about, well, what's wrong with Serena?
I feel bad when we have little technical difficulties.
Yeah,
or if I don't feel like them. I know you are. I know you are. And I know, Ellis, I knew it. I know you are. But I feel bad if I have a bad day on the radio. Today wasn't the best, because of the technical difficulties.
Yeah. You called yesterday. You called like 3-4 times. I'm like, why did you call? You're like, how was it? I know, because I wasn't there. I didn't feel right. And I was like, we all want to put our best forward.
We want to, yeah.
Sometimes
I was so
it's harder
mad
than others.
But, my dad had surgery, so it was nothing I could do. But, yeah, I felt like yesterday was you know, I mean, because we all in a way want to reach perfection, and
We do.
you know, so we want each show to be the best. This show reminds me of the other show when we had technical difficulties. Because usually we be in here singing and dancing.
Yeah,
and
it was just like, I'm so busy
singing.
worried about like seeing my phone, and it's still not up yet. And it's like,
Oh, wow.
you know, because I can tell because when those little panels don't show up at the bottom, it's not even connected to Wi-Fi. I couldn't get my computer connected to Wi-Fi. I couldn't get my, so if I could have got my computer,
we
I could have
can't
logged into
even-
yours and tell people, hey, go to your page. I couldn't even get my computer to bring up the Wi-Fi.
Wow.
So I'm over it. I'm really over it.
Yeah. I can see it. I can see it all in
So over
your...
it. And yesterday, I didn't start until like 5 minutes into the show, 5-6 minutes into the show because of the same difficulties.
Wow.
And I was like, but I'm on the phone. You were talking, and I was literally going back and forth,
Really?
trying to get the Wi-Fi straightened out. So that's why I'm really pissed off today. Because I got it done, and I got to go.
Because I thought there was some moments where I didn't hear you exactly. So I was like...
I was getting up from my chair to go over there to work on the phone.
Wow.
That's why today is even worse. I'm like, they should have it worked out. I thought I had it all worked out.
We're about to go talk to some people and get it worked out because, yeah.
I'm getting
we
back on
want to
Xfinity.
always-
I did Xfinity for a week, and it was perfect. I had no problem. I'm doing Xfinity again. I'm just going to do it forever now. Just go ahead and sign up for the Wi-Fi because this is ridiculous. I can't do this.
Oh, yeah, because your people aren't even seeing any of this.
Yeah, I'm professional.
Well,
JB jumped in your. I saw him in your.
Hey, JB, I
in your
love
chat room.
JB. I
And
can't
he
wait
was,
to meet JB.
He was putting stuff in there, but
We
since I couldn't
can't
talk
see
to him
it.
and nobody was talking to him, so he was just posting it there by himself. You'll see it's just a bunch of this single post.
JB, I'm
So we
so
feel bad for you,
sorry.
JB. I wanted to talk to you.
I always want to talk to JB.
Yeah, he's our number one guy.
And he is. I can't wait till we get our shirts made so we can send him one.
Yeah.
We FedExing.
Yeah.
Oh, one day. We ain't even gonna do it regular. You get it in one day, JB. you special.
We're gonna be better
we
than
might
Amazon
drive
Prime.
it down to you.
We're gonna be better than Amazon Prime. He said
I'm gonna
yesterday.
drive it down to you, JB.
He said yesterday when I was having.
Well, I'm gonna bring one for you and your wife. I'm gonna drive it down to you. Why am I doing this?
I don't know.
Mic?
I was like, okay, but he even said yesterday, does he need to come up here and put the Wi-Fi in? I was like, yes, you do.
Yes.
You do.
Yes,
To make it
yes.
actually work for
Oh,
adults.
Lord.
So,
Okay,
gonna do our
guys,
60
we're
second
going to do
recap.
our 60-second recap. We got places to go.
yes. Hopefully we'll have a special guest tomorrow. He hasn't given me a time yet.
Okay.
So we might have to come in. I gotta.
And then next week, y'all, we're going to do like a night turn up
Oh, yeah.
some days. Like,
Next week's gonna be nighttime.
Monday
turn up.
and Tuesday. We could actually do day, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But yeah, it's going to be nighttime turn up. So when you guys are at home chilling,
Yeah, after you watch dinner, you come on.
watch us. We're going to have fun.
I said watch dinner. Oh my gosh.
You said what?
I said after you watch dinner.
You know, today,
I'm not. Okay.
The technical difficulty.
I'm done.
All right, let's do the 60-second recap for Instagram.
I'm out. See y'all later.
Sorry, y'all.
After you watch dinner, okay.
After you